morning to you all. Our chief guest today, Chairman and Managing Director of RailTel, Mr. Sanjay Kumar, Director of Maintenance and Implementation of Projects from RailTel, Mr. Manoj Tandon, my colleagues on the board of 3i Infotech, Thompson, Sachs from NuRe, esteemed guests and media persons. At the outset, I would like to thank both our chief guest and our guest of honor for being here today at the launch of what we have termed as the nation's largest Wi-Fi monetization project, which is the initiative and a collaboration between RailTel, 3i Infotech, NuRe, and Fistop. Friends, this is a defining moment for all of us. I would like to...
The largest integrated public Wi-Fi network is set to become bigger and better. Good morning to all. Chief guest, CMD sir, Chairperson of 3i, Board of Directors of 3i, Board of Directors of RailTel, Shri Thompson, Chief Growth Officer, Shri Sachs, media friends and dear colleagues. I am personally delighted to be part of this exciting and uncharted path of Wi-Fi monetization ever heard in the history of Wi-Fi in India. More so because I maneuvered and nurtured this seed from the beginning. Thanks a lot to 3i Fist, Yellow Ink to organize this event and make it this NuRe. I see NuRe as Nai Hope. This is going to be very exciting and very different journey, wherein we are going to bring a lot of partners, new partners on board, tweaking our strategy in between, and continue our journey. I like this idea of this developing nation versus developed nations. Let's be developing nations throughout the life. Developed nations always have a complacency in place that they have developed and they don't have journey beyond that. Going to the history, in the era of digital deluge, in dense urban markets where biggies of telcos were fighting for revenue market share by pumping through thousands of crores in already overserved urban areas, RailTel as one of the torchbearers of Digital India Mission took a non-conventional path and invested into station Wi-Fi network to spread in entire Bharat, which has benefited millions. Some of the stories have come to us like Kuli or students or auto rickshaw driver and all. But I'm sure there will be thousands of stories which have not come to us. The digital economy, which has now evolved for the last few years, we are sure that unless the internet reaches the masses, this will not be leveraged by people who are not so privileged in different rural areas and Bharat particularly. Similarly, there are areas which are underserved or which are not connected properly even through LTE are served by us. And we interacted with some of the people in past also on their experience part. The Wi-Fi network, people often ask this question in various industry forums I go, that is it relevant still? And I always say that India is a diverse country and it will continue to have diverse technologies to fulfill the needs of the people who are data hungry. The 4G will definitely be available, but not ubiquitous. So you will have alternate arrangements like Wi-Fi or fiber to home to quench the needs of digital Bharat. Personally, I feel proud to be part of this journey because I took the torch to bring Wi-Fi at 6100 stations from 400 stations in just 2.5 years of time frame. This was a very exciting journey. Thank you very much. And hence, this project of monetization is also very close to my heart. The real challenge with any public Wi-Fi network is actually a financial sustainable model, which we are trying to build now. We have tried in past earlier through incremental efforts where we launched the prepaid Wi-Fi model, which is available to public after half an hour of free Wi-Fi usage in stations. But this journey is definitely will be a different, and there are many products which are going to emerge from this journey. Because I remember the other day, it just looks like another day when I was trying to sell this to Mr. Mohan and 3i team about this idea of how do we capitalize the Wi-Fi footfall. We had seen a dip in the COVID time, but now they are all-time high, and the daily number of users are now touching 1.7, 1.8 million per day, unique customers. Daily travelers on the stations are 23 million. So that means we are not even 10% of total travelers who are logging in. That means there is sufficient margin, a strong headroom exists there to scale this to reach much bigger numbers. So the potential is there. Only thing is how do we make aware people about this Wi-Fi and how do we sell the products, smaller products. You will see a lot of new products like Chota OTT pack at 10 rupees per day, which is never heard in India till now. You will see portal booking happening through mobile app. You will see food booking. So the idea is that how do we converge and bring all the travel, taxi. So people should not go to the food aggregators or taxi aggregators. They should come to this app. The difference between the captive portal strategy and the mobile app strategy is slightly different because captive portal will always be available at station. But the mobile app will be available on the go wherever you go. So there will be a lot of utilities built into the mobile app so that it can be used by people whether they are coming to a station or they are not coming to a station. So let's hope that the numbers of users swell it further and we make a lot of new brand ambassadors as chaiwalas or newspaper walas at station to scale this number and multiply it further. All the best to NuRe and 3i and all concerned partners to make it a bigger success. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I wasn't prepared for this, but I think it is in the genesis of somebody who talks about brand, right? So it was very difficult to find a name which is apt, which is quick, which is like easy to pronounce. But I had a big task to convince my people inside that this is the name that we should have. In our first cadence call, I remember, she said, what is this EPO? Sounds very cheapo. Cheapo in Telugu with Tamil. Well, that's so. Then we said, so I said, okay, this is feeling a little claustrophobic for me because I thought a lot about this and I did have good sleep because I really wanted to convince somebody that this is it and this is what we want. So I took time and I caught Sax off guard one evening and I said, Sax, I need half an hour of your time. and the call went for 1.5 hours. I literally had to tell him why the name was good. So if you de-link PIPO, it's actually people in, people out. When you go to railway stations, people are coming in, they're moving out, they're coming in, they're moving out. So it is a circulation. So in my mind, the logo was like a circular motion. Just like how people come and use the net and then again go. So came the ads in my mind. Everything was fictitious at that point of time because I still wasn't sure whether people are like this. So I told him that there's this situation, and I gave the scene to him, saying that, this gully cricket, everybody plays cricket, like Prasad also mentioned. India is a cricket crazy country, and people want to know statistics and so on and so forth. So there's a scene which I'm taking you all to. It's boys in a small town, like the Lagan kind, right? They're all playing cricket, the gully cricket. And suddenly one guy says, "Hey, भैया आपने वो धोनी का वो shot देखा है?" This guy said, "नहीं यार, मैंने देखा और मैंने मिस किया." अरे बाबा जाके पीपो डाउनलोड कर लेना स्टेशन के पास से, तुमको तो इंस्टेंटली तुमको पूरा ये सब बता देगा. So data is like that. Data is available, and where we need to get is what we need to target. So having that as a concept, we came up with multiple ideas. Another one was women, right? We all love jewelry, we all like saris, and so this lady who's pumping water at one of these villages. She asked, "Hey, नया वाला वो पोनियन सर्वन का वो ज्वेलरी देखा उसमें PS1, PS2 ऐश्वर्या राय ने बहुत सारा ज्वेलरी पहना हुआ है, वो साउथ इंडियन का ज्वेलरी है." तो बोलती कि नहीं मैंने नहीं देखा. अरे तुम स्टेशन के पास जाओ, PIPOnet डाउनलोड का आधा घंटे में पूरा देख लो, स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो, खरीद लो, तुम्हारे हस्बैंड को बता दो. That's the kind of ads we are thinking. We're going to work with multiple micro-influencers to penetrate this ad. So we wanted a very small PIPO, that is PIPO, and of course, so be it, we didn't get the name, so we have a PIPOnet. So it is connecting to the network that we want to connect. So it is God sent that I had to put PIPOnet. And that's the genesis of the ad. And today we just have a brief, link to the website. We're populating the content. I'm banking on all my colleagues here. We're going to make this robust content. And it's going to be a super app for all of us. So that's about it. And thank you so much for the opportunity to present people.
Good morning, everybody. And first of all, I'd like to welcome once again Chairman Sandeep, Director Manoj Tandon, our Chairman Ashok Shah, Directors Zora Madam and Sharma. They've been a greatest support and a pillar of support for all of us in this initiative. It was a very, very ambitious initiative which we have. And definitely my colleague Sax Krishna, who will be leading the NuRe Bharat network. So before I get into the mission of NuRe Bharat, probably I would like to kind of touch upon a few points, in terms of setting the context of this new 3I. For everybody who's out here, 3I has been around for almost 30 years now. We were born out of a bank, we had our ups and downs. But for us, as a new team, we rebooted ourselves 2 years ago when the product division was carved out and the new 3I emerged as a debt-free company with the services business which was left with us in the listed company. So this is a very important point where we set ourselves a new course for ourselves. And we set ourselves with a goal saying that we'll be a $1 billion company. And we also wanted to have a new vision for ourselves and strategic priorities. So for the new 3I, we want to be a global one-stop shop for our customers to solve their business problems and drive business outcomes. And the mission also was to look at how to be a $1 billion company, leveraging the best-in-class technologies and solving our customers' problems. And part of this rebranding and repositioning, the new 3I, were typically, we wanted to kind of call this 3 I's as innovate, incubate, and invent. And that was the core foundation in which we started off. So we're very proud to say that we are a 2-year-old startup. We are reinventing ourselves, a new startup, which is 2 years old, setting very, very high targets and goals for ourselves. So that's broadly a kind of a quick introduction of NuRe. And then we also wanted to kind of position ourselves with a new direction, and that's where we said we're going to build a new brand called NuRe, which is the NuRe which is there. And the NuRe is our new brand which symbolizes all the new products, platforms, and services. And New and Re are both cloud. New in Albanian is cloud, Re is also cloud. So NuRe, it is also a new ray of hope. And all our new initiatives, new businesses are branded around NuRe. So that's a really important point. And then we said that we are going to be a cloud first, digital inside, cognitive powered, edge ready company. And it's also very important for us to kind of set a midterm goal for ourselves. What will the new 3i be known for? Okay, we said we are going to be known to be an edge computing company, which will be powered by 5G, the next generation technologies, and we want to be a leader in edge computing. So whatever investments we had to do, we said we'll do to edge computing, and that is very, very important for us for the future of the organization. So the reason I'm setting this context is I want to dwell into how this ties into this strategic project for us. Then also, if I look at certain strategic directions, which are again touched back in terms of how the RailTel projects beautifully converges in. One is we said we want to be an orchestrator who will solve business problems. We also wanted to go beyond our banking financial services legacy, which we are proud of. But we said that we are going to now build a telecom media entertainment vertical, not just selling to telcos, but sell to and sell with telcos. And that's where, again, if you look at it, how these synergies start playing. And we also want to build platforms and practices which are focused around the edge computing space. And last but not the least, the common question I keep getting is, Thompson, how will you be a billion-dollar company in the next 7 years now, because 2 years ago we set the goal for ourselves, by doing B2B to just normal IT services. That's why we said we are going to do B2B2B business, or B2B2C business, along with our normal services business. And that's the biggest opportunity which is in front of us. And we also started building new products and platforms by attracting entrepreneurs. Because again, necessity is the mother of invention. Now we want to bring in new entrepreneurs, bring them in the ecosystem, give them the freedom, the empowerment to develop products and platforms, and especially in edge. And that's where all these are now coming together very, very clearly if I look at it. And the last 2 years, we've made huge progresses in edge computing in various platforms and products. In fact, we're incubating some of them in IIT Tech Park, Chennai, where we are building these new next generation products, especially in the 5G space as well. Now, coming back, how does all this converge into this project? Now, if I look at it, this project for 3i is one of the greatest opportunities to demonstrate this edge computing vision. And I'll tell you the reason why. Now, if I break down this edge computing, there is an edge cloud. Huge opportunity opportunities to work with RailTel to build Edge Cloud in the deepest part of India. Great opportunity for both of us to work, where we can take the computing power to the edge of the network. That's one. Second is edge application. And now we are building this super app, which is going to be used by millions of consumers, and which is the power of our edge application. This is the second part of it. So we have edge cloud, we have edge application. The third is edge security. Now we need to have a best-in-class security from an edge security perspective, because the amount of users, the amount of data, from a data privacy, data protection, and as we become a developed economy, the standards of data privacy and protection has to be really paramount. So this is on edge security. Last but not the least is edge analytics. Because now the analytics at the edge, with so much of data which is being generated in a project like this, this is like a cognitive computing company's, what do I say, it's the best ever opportunity for us to build recommendation engines and location-based services, hyper-segmentation, and this will all converge into delivering some of the best-in-class commercial models at the edge. And that is where this entire project becomes such a fantastic convergence for our stated intended direction versus where we are executing today. So for us at the 3i team, this is a great opportunity for us to execute our vision and mission in one project. So that's how important this project is for us. Because right from the super app, which we are going to see the initial version today, to how we are going to secure this, how we are going to drive cognitive analytics, to drive hyper segmentation, demographics, location-based insights for our customers who will be potential advertisers who are going to advertise with us, other services providers. I think this is a great, fantastic opportunity. Finally, if I look at it, coming back to NuRe Bharat network, in my mind, this project, if I conservatively put it, and the reason why we wanted to keep it as a separate organization is because we see the immense potential of how this business can scale. On a conservative level, our outlook I've given as a listed company is a minimum of 1,000 crores in the next 5 years. This is conservative forecast. But sky's the limit if we are able to drive all the lines of businesses. And this is a great opportunity for us and RailTel, and because of very, very unique public-private partnership and a revenue share. And this is a massive opportunity. So coming back to us, it is very simple. Two important deliverables for us as our team, and Sachs will talk more about it. A, help RailTel monetize these assets, because that's a simple one-line deliverable for us of how we will monetize these assets, sweat these assets, maximize the value out of it. The number one deliverable for us would be to increase the unique users who are already at 1.7 million today per day to at least we are targeting 5 million in the next 1 year to 18 months. And that's the team target, I would say. The second is very, very clearly drive revenues, not just from advertisers, but also take it to the next level where we are now trying to see that how this could be the one-stop shop for every other services which can drive convenience, commerce, entertainment. It can be for anything. So I think NuRe Bharat network is a great project which is going to really not only achieve some of this capitalist deliverables, but I think this is going to give back to the society we belong. I firmly believe this is going to drive in a huge way, bridging the gap, bridging the digital divide. And I would also finally want to conclude by saying that it is very close to our value systems. NuRe Bharat network, because 3I believes that we are capitalist in our heart, sorry, in our mind, and socialist in our heart. With that, I'd like to end, and thank you.
Very good morning. Namaskar. स्टेज पर मेरे साथ मौजूद चेयरमैन 3I इंफ्राटेक, MD, other directors, CEO NuRe Bharat, Director of Projects, Operations and Marketing, Shri Manoj Tandon, present guests in the audience, media, ladies and gentlemen. This has been much awaited for RailTel to find a strategic partner for monetizing our Wi-Fi network, which is probably world's largest Wi-Fi network under single SSID. More so when we are associated with Indian Railways, which is actually lifeline of the country. As we all know, Indian Railways has played a role in the development of our country since our independence. There's a common saying that one Australia is always traveling on Indian Railways. That is the size of Indian Railways. So that is the audience, target audience available for any such initiative. And as on date, around 1.7 lakh, around 1.7 crore, 1.7 million, people are daily logging into our Wi-Fi network. And they are downloading huge amount of data. So we started this journey around 2015-16 when we partnered with Google. They saw the statistics and they believed that this can be a great enabler for taking internet to the, not only to the urban areas but to the rural masses through Indian Railways, because roughly around, an estimate is says that around 1 lakh villages out of total 6.5 lakh villages fall within the 5 kilometers radius of Indian Railways. So that is the local mass, apart from people who are traveling. And during those partnership days with Google, there were many stories which came to the fore that what can happen with the kind of internet available to the masses. We remember one coolie in Kerala who used our Wi-Fi during his spare time and cleared a state public service examination. Recently, when there was a flood and landslide in Northeast Federal Railway, one railway station was completely isolated. There was no communication available, no mobile towers of any of the mobile service provider was available, but rail wire, Wi-Fi was available. And then we rescued so many people. They could communicate with their near and dear ones for around more than 48 hours. They were stranded. This is how this is doing whatever we can do, wherever, innovatively. So this is immense potential, but RailTel was doing this for about 2 to 3 years because of COVID pandemic breakout, and now prior to that we were doing with Google, so there were some monetization happening. So RailTel was running this show, of course with the solidarity of Indian Railways, our patrons. And now we have found a partner, and I'm sure that with the innovative digital technology, they can attract a large number of advertisers, other innovative commercial initiatives they can take through their app which they have come out with, NuRe Bharat. I understand NuRe means could be new and Ray for railways or something else. That's a new one.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a new one.
Okay. So this is new Railway Bharat, you can say. It's an acronym, you can say NuRe. So we will, I'm sure with the enthusiasm shown by 3i Infotech and their partner teams, including Mr. FISST, Mr. Mohan Ram, who is actually the, I would say, pivotal person. He has played a role of pivot in this complete story. And I cannot miss him by mentioning this at this event. I'm sure and I wish all the best to 3i Infotech team, RailTel team, that they will provide all the support to our strategic partner, because if the network is up, then only these systems and processes will work. Otherwise, there is no point. So there is huge responsibility on RailTel also to keep the APs and network up and running. With these words, I once again say thank to 3i Infotech, NuRe Bharat network team, for giving this opportunity today morning for me here, be here. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.
Thank you.